everybody for your patience. Before we begin this evening, I'd like to remind everyone to please silence your cell phones. Council meetings are live streamed on the city's YouTube channel. I now call the November 18th, 2025 regular council meeting to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please read the consent minute approval titles.
Approving the minutes of the October 14th, 2025 special council meeting, the October 25 executive session, the October 21st, 2025 regular council meeting, and the October 21st, 2025 executive session.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent minute action agenda items just read. Moved by Councillor Bond, seconded by Councillor Haskins. Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Chair to entertain a motion to approve by minute action the November 18th, 2025 bills and claims as audited by Interim City Manager Lopez.
So moved.
Moved by Councillor Pollock, seconded by Councillor Bond. Any abstentions? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Tonight for our bright spot, we'd like to welcome Jeremy Jones from the 1224 Club to our meeting to discuss the Beacon of Hope Award. Mr. Jones, would you join us up front?
Yes, hello, Council. Thank you so much. I'm Jeremy Jones. I'm the director of the 1224 Club. 1224 Club is a community clubhouse built around recovery from addiction, and we work in cooperation with recovery programs and different agencies in town in providing a safe place for people in recovery to come and learn from one another and get peer support and engage in a variety of different programs in our building. Downstairs, we also are the landlords for Natrona County Drug Court, an office for Central Wyoming Counseling Center, and Casper Family Connections, which is child therapy. Throughout our building, we have a lot of traffic of people who've been impacted by addictions. And it's a hub of different services. And with the 1224 Club, we've been around for 30 years now. And at this point, we're honored to play a small role in Casper's recovery community and the magic that happens with it. And a few years ago, we decided to create the Beacon of Hope Award. The first recipient of the award was a man named Dan Cantine, who 24 Club. Second recipient of the award was Kim Nimmo, who was a board member and longtime volunteer of the 1224 Club. The next recipient was Dr. Bert Tapes, who is a physician in town who also started Wyoming Recovery, which is a local treatment center. And then this year, we are deeply privileged to honor Officer Terry Jackson with the Beacon of Hope Award. Why it's an honor to recognize Terry with this award is that speaking as a person in recovery himself, I was getting MIPs at age 14. DUIs at 18. I had 5 DUIs by the age of 30. I'm no strangers to courts and jails and probations and people pointing out that I have a substance abuse issue, right? It wasn't until I got around people in recovery who had what I had that it went from people pointing out that I had a problem to just people pointing out that they had a problem, but what they were doing about it. And that's what the 1224 Club is. When people get there, us in recovery have a really good way at taking care of each other. But it helps having guardrails in the community to help us get there. And so Officer Terry Jackson, in the work he does in drug court, the community policing that he does, face-to-face interactions, conversations, learning people's names, crisis, de-escalation. Terry has brought me down from being hot-headed at the club myself. He's so good at it. Terry is an asset to the Casper Police Department. He's been transformational in countless lives at the 1224 Club and the lives of Casper Recovery Community in general. As director of the 1224 Club, I sincerely invite the council and the Casper Police Department to follow Officer Jackson's lead in community policing and getting to know people in recovery, getting to know people with mental health issues, getting to know people with addictions, and try that approach and help us get to the sources that we need rather than getting us locked up and then to the sources that we need. Sometimes all we need is just to get put in front of somebody who feels like us. But for us in recovery, it's the people who talk our talk and walk our walk. Nonetheless, our friends in the community are so important to us. And that's why we are so grateful for Terry Jackson and the work that he does for the Casper Police Department and the Trona County Adult Drug Court. So thank you so much. There is a person who Officer Jackson has very much directly impacted. And so I'd like to introduce Mr. Corey Frennick, and he can give some words.
Good evening.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to say I'm grateful and I'm honored to be able to come in front of you guys and speak from my heart. I've had a pretty long journey, and I struggled with addiction for a long time throughout that. And I could never get it right myself. I could never use successfully either. So I was a frequent flyer at the Trona County Detention Center. And well, it's been December 8th will be 4 years for me. And I couldn't have done it without everybody. Man, in the last 4 years, I've received my peer specialist certificate, and I also have my forensic and harm reduction endorsements on that. And throughout this, I've been able to see both sides of this and work individually with Terry Jackson. And this whole thing and this whole process was needed every step of the way. The jail, the CWCC, the adult drug court, I needed every bit of it. And it wasn't until I got into drug court where I was impacted the most. And tonight I've prepared a little speech for you guys. I like to sit down and write things out because it comes from the heart, I think. So there goes nothing. Hello, everybody. My name is Corey Frennick, and today is an honor and a privilege to speak on behalf of Officer Terry Jackson as he receives the Hope Award. Throughout my personal journey of recovery, Officer Jackson has been an influential and life-changing part of my story. My view of law enforcement and the justice system has transformed over the years, and much of that can be credited directly to him. Whenever I needed someone to talk to, his door was open, not just physically, but with real understanding, honesty, and compassion. His advice was always heartfelt and always in my best interests, even when the truth was hard to hear. Officer Jackson taught me that setbacks are not failures. They're moments that reveal who we can become. He reminded me that the direction that we choose determines the outcomes we create. And those words still guide me today. As a graduate of the drug court and now someone working professionally as a peer support specialist, I am blessed to hear the stories of many individuals walking their own recovery journey. I get to hear firsthand the impact that Officer Jackson continues to have in people's lives. His name isn't just mentioned, it is spoken with gratitude. The hope, respect, and belief that he gives people carries far beyond the walls of an office or a courtroom or drug court. Officer Jackson doesn't just do his job, he changes lives. He treats people with dignity, even when they feel they don't deserve it. He sees potential where others may only see struggle, and he walks beside people until they can walk on their own. Because of who he is, I gained not only guidance, but a true friend. Both my personal life and my professional life, he is someone I strive to be like. There's only a couple people in my life that I look up to, and he is one of the first top two. Officer Jackson, thank you for your service, your compassion, your patience, your belief in people who are still learning to believe in themselves. You gave hope, consistency, quietly and wholeheartedly. And that is the reason we are here today. Congratulations. Thank you for being the light to so many, myself included. With respect and gratitude, Corey Krennick. I appreciate it.
Thank you guys for coming today. The support from the Casper Police Department, community members, Jeremy, who I've known for a long time, a great deal of respect, continue to change the lives of many people in this community. And at the heart of this community, we thank you. You are very deserving of this award. You truly are a beacon of hope, and we appreciate you and the work that you do. And thank you so much. Thank you, Terry. God bless. Absolutely. Did you? Yeah. Give it. What's that? We want a picture, but. My old basketball coach. Kelly Walsh High School, Gary Johnson. Yeah. No. Yeah, Nancy. I'll even sign it. Nobody wants my autograph. All right, let's go ahead and get along here. Now is the time that we invite anyone in the audience who wishes to speak with the council to come forward. This portion of the meeting is dedicated to the public to allow them time to discuss matters of public interest, to voice their concerns. Please state your name, direct all questions and comments to the mayor. No personal obscenities or threats will be tolerated. On to personnel matters, these will be referred to the city manager. Councilors may ask clarifying questions, but if they choose to respond, that will be done during the scheduled council response time following communications from persons present. Presentations are limited to 5 minutes and no time extensions are permitted. Please note that the public hearing and ordinances each have their own separate comment periods. Anybody wish to speak? All right. Please read the consent agenda titles.
Establish December 2nd, 2025 as the public hearing date for consideration of retail liquor license number 10 from Silver Fox Restaurant and Lounge, doing business as Silver Fox Restaurant and Lounge, located at 3422 Energy Lane, to Big D Oil Company, doing business as Big D number 63, located at 4501 Southwest Wyoming Boulevard. 7A1B, new bar and grill liquor license number 7 for Quintana Innovations LLC, doing business as Silver Fox Steakhouse, located at 3422 Energy Lane. And 7A1C, an ordinance approving a municipal code text amendment to section 17.12.210 pertaining to planning and zoning commission meetings.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to, by minute action, establish the public hearing dates just read. Moved by Councilor Jensen, seconded by Councilor Haskins. Any abstentions?
Yes, I would like to abstain from item 7A, 1A, and B, please.
Any other abstentions? Okay, please cast your vote. Can she verbally say yes? Please record the vote.
With Councilor Pollock's abstentions noted and all others voting aye, the motion passes.
Council will now consider consent resolutions. Oh, sorry. Please read the consent resolutions by title only. Sorry.
8A1, authorizing 2 general services contracts with Rocky Mountain Power as part of the Marion Kreiner Pool and Park Improvements Project. 8A2, authorizing a loan agreement between the City of Casper and the Casper Housing Authority and a subordination agreement between the City of Casper and the Casper Housing Authority and the Wyoming Community Development Authority for the Wyoming National Apartments Affordable Housing Project. 8A3, authorizing a use license agreement between the City of Casper and WSRM LLC for the City of Casper to host an adult volleyball tournament at the WYO Sports Ranch. 8A4, authorizing a use license agreement between the City of Casper and WSRM LLC for the City of Casper to host an adult volleyball tournament at the WYO Sports Ranch. 8A5, authorizing amendment number 1 to the contract for professional services between the City of Casper and Community Education Centers Incorporated, doing business as Casper Reentry Center. 8A6, authorizing a transportation alternatives program agreement with the Wyoming Department of Transportation for the First Street Gateway Park Riverfront Pathway Project. 8A7, authorizing submission of an application to the Land and Water Conservation Fund grant program. 8A8, authorizing a contract for professional services with Civil Engineering Professionals Incorporated for the hydraulic water model maintenance and updates. 8A9, authorizing a global amendment to service contracts and subscriptions with governmentjobs.com Incorporated. And 8A10, authorizing a contract amendment number 1 to the agreement with Riemann Corp. For construction manager at risk services for the North Platte River Pedestrian Bridge Project.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to adopt the consent agenda items just read.
So moved. Second.
Moved by the Vice Mayor, seconded by Councilor Pollock. Madam City Manager, do you have any comments on any of these items?
No, sir.
Thank you. Any abstentions or nay votes from the council? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
Please read the consent minute action titles.
9A1, authorizing the purchase of computer equipment in the amount of $168,000 through the State of Wyoming contract with the vendor Computer Professionals Unlimited. 9A2, authorizing the purchase of 2 new front-loading sanitation trucks from CMI TCO Casper, Wyoming for use in the sanitation division of the Public Services Department. And 9A3, authorizing the refurbishing of one-wheeled landfill compactor for use by the Solid Waste Division of the Public Services Department.
Thank you. The chair to entertain a motion to approve the consent minute action agenda items just read. Moved by Councilor Jensen, seconded by Councilor Haskins. Any abstentions or nay votes? Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
At this time, we ask councilors to bring forward any relevant concerns or items of interest. Councilor Haskins, we'll start with you. Awesome. Counselor Sweeney.
So thank you, Mayor. Thank you first for allowing me to miss last week's work session. I was attending the Wyoming Business Alliance, and I just wanted to mention quite a few different things in seminars took place, but two notable. One was a workshop directly why I missed on energy production, and in particular, they talked about the nuclear and also about radiant that I thought was very good. The second notable was the induction of the Wold family into the Business Hall of Fame award, which not a lot of people get, but I think sometimes we take for granted some of our citizens in the meeting and all of the things, both philanthropic and their giving as far as employees in their industry. And the Wold family owns a couple of buildings downtown. But besides that, some of their contributions, both Boys and Girls Club and in particular the Y with Peter Wold heading up a lot of that fundraising for the new building and the pool. But just would like to thank them for their generosity, along with other families, but in particular, that was one family that was from Casper in our citizenry. Then on, I think that was Wednesday night, I had Amico reuse. I did make that meeting a little late, but and that was pretty much business as usual. Then on last Friday, visit Casper, had a meeting in kind of a planning session for the next, I think it was 5 years planning master plan. And up at the sports ranch, I didn't even realize the sports ranch had some conference rooms, and that was a really, really nice setup. Saturday night, Iris Clubhouse, I wasn't able to attend, but they had one of their fundraisers at the Neck, and I did attend honoring 307 Heroes, which basically raised funds for living veterans, but also one of the main fundraisers for the wreaths across America, laying of the wreaths, which I think is on Saturday, December 13th, which I need to talk to landfill about getting dumpsters up there to put the boxes in, which I forgot to do. But that was a great event, and I don't know how much money they raised, but the wreaths are definitely expensive, and but a great gesture. And they also lay wreaths not only up at the Oregon Trail Cemetery, but also Highland Park, and that takes place the same day. And then out at Memorial Gardens, and Senator Anderson buys 90 wreaths to take up to his hometown in Casey. Yesterday, And I would encourage everybody, if they can, to attend. If you haven't been to the wreath laying, that's at 10 o'clock on Saturday, December 13th for the wreath laying. And it's a great event. Usually have a few speakers, and then everybody goes out and lays the wreaths. November 17th, yesterday, attended another who I think was dynamic in the real estate market for years and years, Jerry Rissler, and his funeral was yesterday. Then I also had Fair Board meeting last night and Regional Water today, and I'm sure Matt or Amber will cover that. So lastly, this coming Saturday will be Susan Anderson's funeral at 3 o'clock at the Presbyterian Church there on Outer Drive. And what a dynamic individual, served in the legislature, was an advisor, trusted advisor to Governor Freudenthal and Governor Meade, and will be a TV personality, radio personality here in town, and all around dynamic woman leader. So with that, that's about all I've been up to.
Thank you. Councilor Gamera.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to give another congratulations to Officer Jackson. Never met him before, but clearly a man with a great story. Very cool to see all the support he got tonight. You might have mentioned it earlier, Mayor, but I was sleuthing on the internet. Looks like Officer Jackson's been with the PD for 23 or so years. So again, very much thank you for your service and the way in which you conduct your service. You're obviously out there having a long and lasting impact on lots of people. So very cool story. Had an Economic Development Joint Powers Board meeting this morning. We discussed getting quotes in order to spin up a website to give more transparency about the nature of the group, to post minutes and other things. These meeting minutes should be available in our information packets. In the meantime, if you're curious to download the contents of those meetings. Nothing tangible came in front of us regarding the proposed Prometheus hyperscale project on the eastern edge of Natrona County and into Converse County. From what I understand, they haven't even approached Rocky Mountain Power because their goal is to be entirely self-sustaining on that compound, which I was glad to hear because I do personally have some increasing anxieties about the impact of data centers on our grid in conjunction with our rising utility costs. But yeah, interested in that project, interested to learn more, and we'll be watching it closely. Casper Startup Challenge Pitch Night was on October 30th. The winners were Jesse and Bailey Owens with Favor App, Colton Dillian with Quip Network, and David Martirano with SciOS.ai. So Pitch Night, I was unable to make it this year, but always really cool to see how much entrepreneurial spirit we have in this town and the support that they get to get those businesses up off the ground and, you know, diversifying our economy here. This is my favorite time of the year, and the magic in our community is only made possible through the hard work of lots of volunteers. So I want to give a couple shout outs. I want to thank Tommy for covering this as well. Thank you. I always appreciate seeing the local publishers covering this stuff. But Liz Becker through the Old Yellowstone District Committee always organizes a number of service projects around this time of year. And that board is definitely a working board. They put in a lot of their own time. The most recent service project was decorating Midwest, Ash, and Yellowstone streets with Christmas lights and other decorations. I want to thank also Rachel and her staff at Rocca's Pizzeria, the Schwann family and Signet Brewery, Kelly Ivanoff and Wyoming Plant Company, Laura Hunter and R321, Karen Meyer and Wyoming Automotive. Lots of folks came out, volunteered, and spent a Wednesday afternoon getting that all dressed up for the community. David Street Station also recently placed their community Christmas tree. I want to thank Whitney and the David Street Station staff, Tom and Leslie Colburn, who donated the tree, Rodoff Brothers for the cutting and installation of the tree, Total Oilfield Rentals for providing the trailer and the transport, Black Hills Trucking for providing the crane, GW Mechanical for installing the recently purchased chiller for ice skating, and United Rentals and Brent Phillips for installing the dasher boards. Again, the magic, the spirit of the season is only made possible through these and many more other people volunteering their time, treasure, or talent to make it happen. So again, just not wanting to take things for granted. There's a lot of people out there doing a lot of really cool things. I only scratched the surface, but thank you for everyone who makes things happen around this time of the year. It's a great place to live. And I think that's all I have tonight. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Matt. Councilor Jensen.
Well, I have one thing, the town. Easy. And that is the Christmas parade, which is happening downtown on December 6th at 6 o'clock. So we hope that everybody comes and enjoys the evening, and I'm hoping for great weather because it's always more fun when the more people that are there. It just really brings out the spirit. And the theme is, once again, it's Unmask the Magic. It's a superhero Christmas. So it should be a good theme. We have 53 floats so far, so it's looking good, and only about a week and a half left of registrations. So that's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Councilor Bond.
Thank you, Mayor. So yeah, I just wanted to add my congratulations to Terry Jackson. I've known him. Terry he supervised the drop-in basketball over at the old McKinley School over on 14th Street when I was principal there. And I trusted him with the key to lock it up. He was very diligent. Yes, absolutely. So, but what a great guy. I'll finish the tirade.
Please do, Councilor Bond.
Before I was interrupted. But there were three. They were really very short. But I'm glad we stopped when we did. So the shared event. So the Youth Mental Health Collective just talked about. So now that some of these third space projects are standing up or going to be standing up, about ways, what are the next steps for the coalition? Do we want to move on to another project or continue to support? So the sense today was to kind of support this third space development a little further. So as I mentioned earlier, the idea of shared events, we kind of picked 3 general areas to maybe begin our focused work around shared events among those third spaces that were funded, and or possibly reaching out to other public or private third space endeavors. Okay, and then that's the next step, was providing training or information. I know one of the things that the rec group talked about was transportation, and that is probably a major barrier for public or private third spaces. So things like that, but there was quite a process leading up to this whole third space work in terms of focus groups of youth who identified some of the challenges that they face in the community, number one, and that's kind of where all this work is coming from. And then kind of what they would like to see as potential solutions to some of it. And so one of the things that stood out to me, and it was mentioned kind of as it was kind of a thread through, there were 4 or 5 items, it was kind of a thread through several of them around the feeling, levels of either disrespect or bullying from adults in the community, and really wanting to kind of change that around. And so, topics like that wasn't the only one. There were a variety of other challenges that they face in terms of just, safe places to go, et cetera, et cetera. But that kind of, the team talked about perhaps providing some of that training and information pieces for public and private third spaces about, these are ways that you could attract, this is what youth are looking for, kind of getting their voice to them in a sense, about what they prefer, what they like in a third space, and reasons they would go there. And then the third priority was civic engagement. And I think that's both in terms of the coalition, supporting, but also perhaps some civic engagement on the part of youth, from city council to the legislature to, getting their voice in the room at, say, a city council meeting. I was so glad to see those young folks there tonight, and I would like to see more of that in terms of getting their voice in the room about all those things, about the challenges and the opportunities that are available. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Councilor Larson.
Thank you. Well, as Pat said, we had a regional water board meeting today. It was another tame one, really nothing much to report. We approved a couple loan payments that were due on some projects, and that was the highlight, and that was it. So pretty quick one. That's all I have.
Thank you. Councilor Pollock.
Thanks, Matt, for not making me give that update also. I appreciate that. So I do have a few other things to highlight. So I'll start then with the had a Parks and Rec Advisory Board committee meeting last week. We heard from the Casper Air Modelers, the Mike Cedar BMX Parents Association, the Casper Speedway, and Steve Soto, who is the new owner of the Casper Warbirds. Very packed meeting. We had updates from all of those folks, which will be, details of that will be in your packet next month, so I won't read through all of them, but that's part of this committee's purpose, is to hear updates from the user groups each month, kind of with a different set of users. So had those folks this time, and then got some updates about the various initiatives of the city, various grants that are being deployed that you know all about. Again, Nick provided a really great sort of detailed update for all of the various undertakings within the department right now. So that'll also be in your packet. So I won't take a ton of time reading it, but there's just a couple things that are a little bit timely in that list that I'll just draw your attention to. If you've been wondering about the second sheet of ice folks as we approach the end of the year, it sounds like we'll be getting an update from them here sometime next month. It looks like we will also be, it's one other that was like an early December thing that was, one sec. Well, oh yeah, December 9th. We're going to talk about an update on winter safety at Moorhead Park and some of the department work that's been going on there. So those two things will likely happen before you get this packet. But once the packet does make its way to you, a lot of really useful information in there. So give that a check. After I left you last Wednesday, I went and gave a budget presentation hosted by Better Wyoming. Attendance was great, actually. We had maybe 30, 35 folks that were there. The conversation went well, I think. I had good questions, good engagement, good feedback. So overall, I think it was a success. And yeah, I enjoyed doing it. I think that it was a good conversation. It was worth the effort to try to help bring more folks along in our process and how we are thinking about the budget. So yeah, look for more opportunities to continue to have that conversation with folks. General takeaways, just a lot of curiosity about the impacts of some of the cuts that we've had, and I think a general sense of some of the uncertainty that we also feel about what does that picture look like going forward. And so some questions kind of along those lines. Let's see. Weekend was packed in town. Super fun. I had the chance to go sit down on a panel at Mayor Pacheco's social work class. So that was really enjoyable. Zalima came, the chief came, vice mayor was there, and Kyla Alvey from the school district was also there. Is that everybody?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Really enjoyed that opportunity to speak to those folks, and it was great to have kind of a joint conversation with school district officials too. I thought that was a really interesting and nice thing that we don't get to do very often. And so just hear kind of how some of the same conversations that we have, how those are materializing at the district as well. So great morning, great use of time. I stopped by the Art 321 holiday art market, was super impressed by the quality of the vendors there, and then couldn't get enough of the holiday market vibes, I guess. So I went up to the event center for the first time ever, to the holiday, not to the event center for the first time ever, but to the craft fair. That's a real experience. I think in our packet it said there was 200 vendors. I've never seen that many vendors up there before. It was super overwhelming, but very fun, and yeah, a very very fun thing to go do. So enjoyed that, and I think, oh yeah, they covered regional water today. So that's it from me. Thanks.
Vice Mayor.
Alrighty. Yeah, that panel that you did with Ray's class was good. That was great to visit with everybody, and we had some great conversations. I just have an update on our good friend Randy Butler, who's lost his daughter in the DUI accident a little over a week ago. He's off the ventilator and doing better. His sons went up yesterday and watched sports with him, and so he's in good spirits and looking like he's coming out of the woods. So that was some great news we got today on Randy. So, and that's all I've got.
Great. Thank you. Not a whole lot last week, but I did get a chance to go to Smith's to present a $15,000 check to Wyoming Food Bank from Smith's to Wyoming Food Bank. It was a great opportunity to talk about some of the food insecurities in our community and the work that Smith does to advocate and help people with food insecurities, specifically with the Wyoming Food Bank. And so it was a really good opportunity to be there for that. So I was very honored to play a small part in that. This week, I've got a breakfast of council governments at Eggington's on Thursday morning. I have an opportunity also on Thursday. I'll be speaking at Pathways for their kickoff for the CET Day. So I'll be doing that. And then that evening, I'll be speaking at the Natrona County Republican Women's meeting. And so we'll be doing that as well. So, and my full-time job, I wanted to thank the individuals that came and spoke to my advanced policy class. Appreciate it. The chief, thank you for giving the time, and Zulima for your time for coming in, and the council members. So thank you so much.
Mayor,
Yes.
could I forgot one thing. So our new city manager joined at the conference last week, and I did my best of Casperites that were there to try to get to as many people as possible. Unfortunately, she had a meeting Thursday morning when the whole Wolf family was there, and she didn't get there until they had left. So that'll be one that we'll get her interviewed or introduced to. But great interaction, and I really thought it went very well. So
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. The next meeting for the city council will be a regular council meeting to be held at 6 p.m. on Tuesday, December 2nd. Reminder that there is no work session next week. Notice of an executive session to take place at this date and during this meeting was given. We have matters to discuss related to security. Chair to entertain a motion to adjourn into an executive session, and at the conclusion of that executive session to reconvene this regular meeting solely for the purposes of adjournment of this regular meeting. Moved by Councilor Pollock, seconded by Councilor Sweeney. There are a majority of councilors present, and a motion to adjourn into the executive session has been moved and seconded. The motion requires a 2/3 majority of the council present. Please cast your vote. Please record the vote.
With all councilors voting aye, the motion passes.
No, that works now. A greater than 2/3 majority of the council present voted in